Hey everyone, Jason Schappert here of M0A.com, and I want to give you guys some explanations on that private pilot quiz you guys just took yesterday. First off, awesome response, a ton of tweets, Facebook comments and everything, a lot of comments on the website. I really appreciate it. First off, where does YouTube get the idea to choose these thumbnails? I mean, they always choose the most ridiculous ones. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the quiz here. I'm going to give you guys the answers, and if it requires an explanation, I'll give you the explanation as well. So which aircraft has the right-of-way? Question number one. You need to know an aircraft in distress always has the right-of-way over other aircraft. Which best describes density altitude? Density altitude is where the airplane feels like it's at. Its scientific definition is pressure altitude corrected for non-standard temperature. How long are TAFs usually valid for? TAF is a terminal aerodrome forecast, and TAFs are usually valid for 24 hours. I've never really seen a TAF more than 24 hours. I sure have seen them a lot less than 24 hours, especially when the weather's very volatile and can be very unpredictable. What should you squawk if you lose radio communications? I want you to remember this. If you haven't seen this video, I talk about this in a previous video. 7.5, taken alive. I've been hijacked. 7.6, technical glitch. There's something wrong with my radios. And 7.7, going to heaven. There is an emergency such as an engine failure or an in-flight engine fire. So 7.5's hijacked. We certainly weren't hijacked. 7.7, going to heaven. You know, we didn't have an engine failure, but 7.6, technical glitch. That's what we had, technical glitch. We lost radio communications. Sounds cheesy, but it really helps myself and students remember it. Which is not a type of Class E, Class Echo airspace. Offshore is a type of Class E airspace. You'll find that off our nation's coast. Surface is certainly a type of Class E, but WAC is not a type of Class E airspace. It's a type of chart. It is a world aeronautical chart. Okay? Define the following METAR. I'm just going to read it out for you here. It is the Gainesville Airport, prepared on the 10th at 1439 Zulu. The winds are 150 at 10, gusting to 17. 10 statute miles visibility. Clouds overcast 1,100, 1,100. Temperature 23, dew point 21, altimeter 29er, 79er. Which I want to say was the first one. I'm not totally positive, but I'm pretty sure it's the first one there. I'm just double checking. Okay, which is not a characteristic of an aft CG. What is not a characteristic of an aft CG? Well, an aft CG is not more stable. It does allow a lower stall speed and does allow for higher cruise speeds, but it is certainly not more stable. Why is that? I brought this little image up here for you. Okay, side of an airplane. When we're talking about stability, I'm talking most specifically about our rudder control if I were to enter a spin. If my CG is located here where the cursor is, look at the arm from where the CG is all the way back to the rudder. See how long that arm is? It allows us more control. Just like opening a door. A door handle is located on the furthest part of the door so you get more leverage, or like torquing a wrench, same thing. If we have an aft CG, if the CG is back here, that arm is shorter. The distance from the CG, the center of gravity point, to the rudder, thus making it less stable. I have a great video on that. It's called The Effects of CG on an Aircraft, one of my original videos. But it takes a really complex subject and breaks it down like that. I'll include a link underneath this video so you can see that video as well if that's one of the questions that got you. What is VOR an acronym for? I had a lot of fun making up stuff for this one. It is a very high frequency omni range. It is certainly not a vertical orientation route. That doesn't even make sense, but it sounded official, so I put that one in there. When do you not need a Mode C transponder? You do not need a Mode C transponder below Class Charlie airspace. You certainly need it inside, and you certainly need it above Class Charlie. However, you don't have to have a Mode C, and by Mode C I mean altitude encoding transponder underneath Class Charlie airspace. And the last question is, what is calibrated airspeed, CAS? Calibrated airspeed is the indicated airspeed corrected for installation and instrument error. So how a certain instrument interacts with your airspeed indicator or installation error of the pitot tube, anything like that, as calibrated airspeed. It's usually only a knot or two difference. Down here I was reading one of the 54 comments, which I'm so thankful for. Down here, and Ken brought up an additional point and kind of started a little discussion here and asked if Jason would expand on it. Well, I'd love to expand on it. Ken's thing was this. You're flying towards, and this is a bonus question here, you're flying towards Class C airspace and call ATC for a clearance. The controller says last aircraft standby. You can blank. Well, I'll just give you the answer in here. If you're flying towards a Class Charlie airport, this applies to Charlie airports now, and you hear, they say, last aircraft calling standby, you cannot enter that Charlie airport, or that Charlie airspace. However, if they said, and this is what Ken alludes to down here, if they said your N number in standby, such as Cessna 512 Romeo standby, you can proceed into that Charlie airspace. Now, you certainly can't go in there and land and do whatever you need to do, but you can certainly enter that Charlie airspace if they say your tail number, your N number, and then tell you to stand by. They're going to come back to you. If they don't, you need to say, hey, it's 12 Romeo. You told me to stand by. I'm in your airspace now. Tell me what I need to do. But if they just say last aircraft standby, you're going to be doing some circles out there because they want you to wait. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I got to finish reading up a lot of these comments. Again, you guys totally rock. I mean, look at all this stuff. This is absolutely awesome. You guys can leave me more comments if you want. I really appreciate it. Leave me some comments on this post as well. Don't forget the tweet buttons up here and the Facebook share buttons up here as well. That's all I have for you guys for this week. The weather's looking better. I'm going to try to get out and do some flying and shoot some great in-flight footage for you guys. So look forward to that. And most importantly, remember, a good pilot is always learning. Have a great week, guys. See ya.